Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Soumo Karar. Soumo is a graduate of industrial design. Give him a hand.
Give me a second. Oh, there you go. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming in today. Before we start off, I would like to thank Uber and Art Center for making this collaborative program happen. And I would especially like to mention John and Adam for constantly keeping in touch, back and forth, replying to emails, phone calls, messages, everything. So without further ado, I'm Shomo, like you guys know, and I was joined by Aziz, Monica, and Alice. So four of us were a part of a team, which was a four-team event with Uber. It was a sponsored project, and it was a 14-week project, and we tried to figure out, and we got separate briefs, again, with separate kind of landing scenarios and different vehicles. And let's walk through our kind of take on this. One of the key things we wanted to do absolutely from the starting point was design and experience. For us, catering to the user is the main thing we felt that would drive Uber's business, and we looked at creating the best user experience possible for the user. This gave us an opportunity to do the vehicle and the skyport. And the types of vehicle our specific group got was the tilt rotor, and our skyport situation was the high-rise. So let's look at the experience first. We wanted to create an experience, and we wanted to create and leverage the awesome app functionality that Uber already has, the robustness of it, and take it to the next level. So because we are dealing with situations where we would have different kind of customers coming in, different baggage sizes and everything, we wanted to offer the user an ability to choose what kind of luggages they have, depending on their sizes, and relocating them on their vehicles, and giving them the choice of deciding that right up front. For the second thing we did was when they're checking in, volumetrics for these small vehicles was really critical. So we wanted to address that by including like an AR volumetric analysis tool included in the app itself. So when you're actually planning the trip, you can kind of understand or tell Uber that this is what the volumetrics of my luggage is going to be, and they can actually route you to the right vehicle. Once you're on the way, you get dropped off by your Uber car. You are in the city, and you kind of need a wayfinding system towards your actual location. So you have this AR map device, which both works on your smartphone as well as it was more like a glanceable system for wearables. And once you're inside the building, you have an AR experience which takes you through the journey in the interior of the skyport on your way to the main skyport on the top. So you would need elevators to access the skyport. So we wanted to control the people or how the people accesses these floors, and the way we did it was using biometric scanning systems, which are already available on your phones. Fingerprint, facial scan, whatever. And you can just like use those things to unlock the skyport level. You don't have a separate button. So as soon as you check in with your phone, you get your, the elevator takes you up to the top level. So now we're in the skyport. As we all decided, like we wanted to create kind of like a very seamless experience throughout. So when you go to the skyport level, when you exit the elevator, the thing you see is there's no gates whatsoever. So you're faced with this almost like a tunnel kind of system with LED panels, panel screens on the side. And you have these little funny-looking grates on the top. So those things are actually scanners. There are technologies available now that scans you in multiple stages, and you can filter people and scan them through, and this creates a much more higher throughput from our research. As you go towards the elevator, the escalator on the far end, the escalators actually has pressure pads built into each step. So when you're stepping into them, and it takes around 45 seconds to a minute to go up there, we can accurately weigh you and your luggage. So you don't have to go through a weighing station or any kind of additional thing. You literally walk and you reach your goal, and we are doing all the things in the background. As you're going up, your itinerary is confirmed by the Uber app, taking into consideration the volumetrics, the weights, where you're going, your destinations. And as you're going up, those information are sent to your smart device. Other than that, we have directional speakers, which are on top of you. They can give you any auxiliary information that you would need to better plan your trip. Our skyport design, because it was a high-rise, was super critical. We looked at really lightweight materials, aluminum, fabric, and glass, to make the skyport as lightweight as possible, because you'd be potentially located in a high-rise skyscraper. So we wanted to keep as less of a weight impact on the building as possible. This also gave us an opportunity to use a lot of daylight, filtering all the daylight, so reducing the amount of electricity consumption, thus giving back to the grid. For our seamless approach that I talked about before, we wanted to filter users when they are going up to the second level of our skyport by introducing 3 distinct departure gates. This gave us an opportunity to pre-filter the people who are actually going to be taking these vehicles. So by pre-filtering, when you enter one of these, you have your separate location. You have a small little waiting area where you can wait, and you can wait for a vehicle to get ready and then go abroad. For arrivals, once you land, we have a separate gate system that doesn't take you into the terminals. So you never actually come in contact with the people who are coming in to people who are deboarding. So that actually creates a very frictionless process, and people who are who just landed can exit the building really fast. And when we are going down the escalator, the app actually realizes based on geolocation that you've already landed, and it also tells you that your next part of the journey, which in this case is an UberX vehicle waiting for you downstairs, is ready for you. And so you can just go down, take the vehicle, and be on your way. Lastly, the vehicle component. So we got a tilt rotor vehicle system with pusher props. And to make the seating more efficient and make the vehicle dynamics more efficient, we went with a staggered configuration for our vehicle. And this allowed us to achieve a really small frontal cross-section for the vehicle itself, thus increasing aerodynamic efficiency, and also giving better shoulder room, elbow room, and leg room for the passengers. The pilot actually sits in a toe-in position at the front with bigger luggage capacity on the left. We also looked at how we could provide the best user experience for each of the passengers. So our center console would have enough space to put in a carry-on luggage, the standardized size. You'd also have, obviously, a cup holder for your morning coffee. And we didn't have any kind of air conditioning system just to keep the weight down. What we did, though, have is kind of like a passive cooling system, which relied on the NACA ducts on the exterior side of our aircraft. And that would allow, and the passenger would actually have the control of how much air comes into the cabin and how much you can control it. That's the NACA duct I was talking about. So overall, the user experience, we tried to create a very open, airy, free experience where you have big windows, you have enough space for yourself, so that your journey can be as efficient and as comfortable as possible. The overhead beam that we have is a part of our structural system in the vehicle itself. It's part of the carbon fiber monocoque chassis. So that also houses the air conditioning duct and also the lighting systems. And the trip computers can actually give you information of how far you're from your next destination and whatsoever. So these are the 3 components of our take on Uber's Elevate project. And these strategic decisions helped us to make our system lean, clean, and efficient. enabling us to provide the best experience possible to the user and move them above the chaos. Thank you so much.